Here to discuss is border czar Tom Homan. Tom, it's good to see you tonight. Tell us, if you would, what happened yesterday with this pause on the vehicle stops. It initially struck me as a bit of an over reaction, given the fact that we have thousands of these stops that happen peacefully every month. But it seemed like the president was not happy about this.
Well, look, I've been doing this a long time. Vehicle stops are our main tool for us to do our job, and we got to continue that. I think it was blown out of proportion a little bit. I don't think Mark Wayne Mullen ever intended people to think we're doing away with the policy. He wanted to do a short-term pause just to make sure that the agents out there on these operations have the vehicle stop training, and do they have the tools necessary to keep safe. Here's my concern. You're exactly right. This all comes back to the Dems, who are telling people don't comply with ICE. ICE is not a real law enforcement agency. Here's how you evade ICE. Now, you and I talked about AOC a year ago. She says, well, I'm advising my constituents of their constitutional rights. Don't open your door. Don't comply. You see signs at these protests, resist. And this is a problem. You need to comply with law enforcement. So here's my concern. I think Mark Wayne Mullen might have been one of the reasons he wanted to look at temporary pause. I'm scared to death because assaults with vehicles are sky high. There's been a lot of shootings. I'm scared to death that one of these days, our ICE officers aren't going to be quick enough. The bad guys will be quicker. And I'm going to hand another folded flag to a spouse or a child. So, President Trump's clear this policy is not going away. But it all goes back to the Dems, who want to continually attack ICE and tell people to evade them, tell people don't comply, tell people to resist, and tell people ICE isn't a real law enforcement agency. You and I talked about this a year and a half ago, Laura. I said if the hateful rhetoric didn't stop, there will be bloodshed. And I'm saying it right now. There's still going to be more bloodshed unless they shut their mouth and let ICE enforce the laws that they enacted.
But just going back to the stop issue, Tom, do you have full confidence that the agents, especially the newer agents, again, they're trying to do their best under very difficult circumstances, but that they have adequate training to do the types of stops that have to be done? I know there's a process for stopping someone. Usually you pin them in, 3-point pin, I think. But have they had that training? Are you confident that they are fully equipped to carry those stops out?
Look, the agency as a whole, I've been a while since I went to the academy, but I pulled the training curriculum on vehicle stops. And it's good training. It's sufficient training. It's practically the same training as Border Patrol vehicle stops have. And I was a cop in New York. It's pretty much the same training. So I looked at the curriculum. The curriculum is fine, and it really talks about when do you stop a car, how do you approach a car, at what point do you engage the occupants of the car? What authorities do you have to get into the car? At what point do you make an arrest or detain for reasonable suspicion? So I think the training is adequate. I don't know these specific officers on these operations, what training they had, but if they went through the ICE Academy and they went through the curriculum, they're very well trained. I think with all the incidents we've seen this year, without having an officer, bearing an officer, I think they're performing very well in their duties. I mean, the hate is that 9,000% increase in death threats, over 14% increase in actual attacks on ICE. Under very difficult circumstances, they're performing very well.
Just another question: this individual came into the country across the border during Biden in 2023, but then he was given work authorization last spring. Explain to our viewers how that happens. That doesn't seem right to me.
I just found that out this afternoon. I'm asking that question. I'll get an answer. I don't understand it either. But here again, this young man is dead because he has been conditioned that ICE isn't a real agency. Ignore him. Don't comply. I just can't believe any member of the Hill is instructing people don't comply with law enforcement. So, I've asked that question, Laura. I'm going to get an answer to it because I find it, strange myself, and we'll get to the bottom of it. But look, President Trump was clear in his message. He's not going to remove any tools from ICE to enforce the law. The numbers right now are sky high. The rest, I shared yesterday, June of last month, ICE made more arrests than any month in the history of the agency. We're hitting on all cylinders. We got our foot on the gas.
Democrats don't like
and we're
that.
Gonna keep.
Yeah, Democrats don't like that. They want an open border and no deportations. That's what they want. That's their goal. They don't care about these migrants.
I don't care.
They wouldn't want an open border.
I'm not. Well, I don't care. I'm not running a popularity contest. I'm there to make sure President Trump, who's the greatest president of my lifetime, by the way, who won the election to secure the border and enforce immigration law, we're doing it. Were the numbers down a few months ago? Yeah, the government shut down. DHS was shut down, and the Democrats knew what they were doing. But guess what?
You have the funding
We got the reconciliation bill. Now we're hitting. Now we're hitting all cylinders right now.
All right, Tom, and I know we're going to get a full investigation as to what happened, and we're looking forward to seeing the results of that investigation. But we got a lot of Americans abused, dead, and displaced from the workplace because of illegal aliens, and Democrats don't care about. We want the facts on this. Democrats don't care about Sheridan Gorman's facts or Stephanie Minter's facts or any of the other young women who have been abused by illegals. All they say, Tom, is, oh, well, illegals commit less crime than American citizens. To that, you say?
They don't want us to arrest their future Democratic voters. That's what they believe. They let millions of people in this country release from the country illegally, by the way, because they think the next Democrat administration is going to reward amnesty to who they think is future Democratic voters. We're ruining their long-term plans. This is all about future power. It's not about security of the homeland. It's not about making our streets safe again, which President Trump is doing every day. Every criminal alien we take off the street makes this country safe again. Every illegal alien, non-criminal, that we take off the street sends a message to the whole world. There's no free giveaway here anymore. You enter the country illegally, you're going to be deported, you're going to be detained. You will not be released under President Trump.
Tom, we appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.